Hello and welcome to another video. So in this one, I'm going to be sharing the best photo editing software that you can start using today to start giving your images more life. Now, I'm not going to waste time with a long list. I've got three options for you. One of them's pretty much for everybody. One of them's more for professional use. And I've also got a free option in there as well. Before we get into that list, please do hit a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment and let me know what photo editing software you are using. Okay, so for this selection, I've tested all of them. I actually use all of them on a regular basis. I've been running these tests for quite some time now on my 2020 MacBook M1 Air laptop, which is the base model, 8GB of RAM, 8-core CPU, and 256GB of storage. And let me tell you, even though it's a 5-year-old laptop, it's still running these programs exceptionally well. So I'm recommending services that not only will work on newer laptops, but older laptops as well, and you won't be having any lag or stuttering or unpredictable shutdowns. You'll just be able to focus on what's important, and that's editing your images. Okay, so I'm going to get right into what I believe is the best photo editing software you can use right now. And quite honestly, you can kind of stop watching after hearing about this selection because it's got a lot of powerful tools that not only will appeal to enthusiast photographers, to new photographers, but also pro-level photographers as well. And that is Luminar Neo. Now, I've been using this program for around about a year now. And since I published my first review, it's only got better and better. It used to be a little bit laggy, but they've done some back-end updates and now it's running as smooth as butter. Now, the reason I love it is because you've got options, okay? Now, if you're kind of in on the new approach to photo editing, which is a lot of AI tools where you can get really creative and you can save a lot of time, what would have taken kind of 10, 15, 20 minutes, sometimes up to an hour in Photoshop can now be achieved in just a single click and a few minutes. Things such as removing wires from an image, removing objects you don't want to see from an image. You don't have to take ages doing layer after layer. All you have to do is highlight it, press remove, and let the software do magic for you. Now, it's also got some creative tools as well, which I really enjoy using. I'm going to get into the editing room now and just kind of show you here in the live moment. So for example, we've got this image where the sky's okay, but it's a little bit flat. Now, if you're someone who likes to get really creative, we can just swap that sky out. As you can see, we've got a little bit more life to the clouds there, and there are plenty of options as well. You've got everything from blue sky and clouds, kind of misty sunset. You can get all starry-eyed if you want. For me, that's a little bit overkill. I think we're starting to get a little bit too far away from the original image, which personally I don't like, but if you do, that's fine. You've got all these options that you can jump through. Now, if you're not really in on AI and you're just someone who wants to do the kind of standard editing process, that's not a problem. As I say, Luminar Neo can do it all. You just jump into the Develop tab and you've got everything there. As you can see, you can play with your exposure. You've got Smart Contrast, which honestly is just contrast. You've got a curve tool if you want to start playing with your highlights and your darks and your shadows. You can also curve your reds, your greens, and your blues. Sharpness, noise reduction. You can play around with your white balance. What I really like about using Luminar Neo is just how modern the user interface is. It kind of, especially as a Mac user, really plays into the design language of just light, modern, in tune with what we're kind of using today in terms of software. Now, in the right-hand panel, there's plenty of color coding. You've got your greens, your blues, you've got everything else, your yellows. And for me, this makes it really easy to jump through different tools where some programs can be quite lifeless and dull. It can be difficult to find a tool and you end up spending too much time looking for it, or you just give up altogether. Thankfully, that is not the case with Luminar Neo. If you're very hands-off, you can also use Luminar Neo's presets. Now, you get some for free, or you can pay for more and add more presets if you like. To be honest with you, the free options are great. I don't see a situation where you would always need to pay for more. You can do things for sunsets, cityscapes, portraits, animals, everything. There are plenty of options there if you just want to do a single click edit and don't want to spend time in the develop tool or playing with the AI, you can just go through them. And as I say, there are plenty of options and they're all available for the different genres of photography that you may want to use. Exporting images is great. As you can see, you can change the pixel resolution, you can change the format. You've got PNG, TIFF, PDF, DNG, whatever you want to do. And you can manipulate the quality as well. So if you want to have full quality at 100%, if you're going to be printing it, do that. If you're only going to be posting it on the internet, you can reduce the quality to whatever you like, really. Now, the best part about Luminar Neo, other than it being an excellent photo editing software, is you don't have to get tied into monthly subscriptions or annually as well. Instead, you can just pay once and it's yours to use forever. You can buy the desktop version or you can buy the desktop and the mobile app version, which is excellent as well. And the best part is they run a lot of discounts as well. Currently, you can get a perpetual license for $119. If you want an all-singing bundle where you also get a creative library as well, that's even more presets, mobile apps, desktop apps, then you're looking at paying $179. But remember, you pay this once and then it's yours to use forever. Whereas if you're using something where it's a subscription-based model, you're going to be paying around $10 to $15 per month forever. So it completely stacks up. So this is a really cheap deal for an excellent software. I'm going to leave a link down in the description if you want to sign up and start using Luminar Neo today. So the next option is Lightroom. I've been using Lightroom for pretty much since it came out, and I'm specifically talking about Lightroom Mobile now, not Lightroom Classic, which is great, but I want to talk about Lightroom Mobile, which you can use on desktop, tablet, and your smartphone. And the reason I love this is because of the cloud-based functionality that you're getting. I can start making an edit on my MacBook, for example, and if I have to take a break or I'm going out and I want to keep editing on the go, I can just switch to my iPad and all my edits will be exactly how I left them, and my images are also accessible. Now, what I like about Lightroom is that it does the basics very well. The adjustment tools, the sliders are very intuitive. They're very accurate. You know, the slightest touch doesn't over edit them, and you can get really granular about your edits. I also love making my own presets for Lightroom, which lets me design my own kind of visual voice in terms of editing, and I don't always have to manually make the edits as well. I can just use them like you would any other preset, single click and keep going. Now, whilst Lightroom doesn't necessarily go as heavy as other software in terms of AI tools, it's still not without them. It's got an excellent removal tool. Let's test it in real time and see if this actually works. So I'm going to get rid of this little white bump, and all you have to do is highlight it, click subtract, press remove, and there you go. So it's very accurate. I will say it doesn't always hit the mark. Sometimes it can miss, but more often than not, AI tools like that are very accurate with Lightroom, and it can just give your images more life by allowing you to remove distracting objects within the frame. Now, in terms of the design of the software, in comparison to Luminar Neo, it's a little bit flat. I'm not overly into the kind of off-gray panels and that kind of feature, but you know, it's not always about form. In terms of function, it runs exceptionally well and super smooth, super fast, super responsive, even on my base level iPad as well, and my iPhone 13, which is around about 5 years old. So Lightroom's built a really good back-end infrastructure that allows photographers to use its software on a range of devices without any kind of disruption. File management is also excellent. One feature I particularly like is after I've imported all my images, started making my edits, rather than go through them manually to find the edits, all I have to do is jump into the left-hand panel, hit recent edits, and there they all are. I can just highlight them all, quickly export them, and then get on to the next batch of editing. Now, the downside with Lightroom and why I recommend apps like Luminar Neo is there's no perpetual license. You can't buy it once and then own it forever. You have to keep renting it from Lightroom. Now, for a year subscription, a 12-month commitment, which you pay monthly, it's $11.99, which you're getting a professional level tool here. You also get access to Lightroom Classic. So it is worth the money in terms of the monthly fee, but you're going to be paying it long term, which if you're a long time photographer like I am, you're looking at thousands and thousands of dollars in a lifetime. Now, you can also pay monthly as well without a 12-month commitment, but that's going to be $17.99. So you really see it go up in price. You get 1 terabyte of cloud storage. So that means that all the images that you upload to the cloud, you can access them. But I wouldn't be using this as one of the best cloud storage services for photographers because the 1 terabyte of cloud storage isn't expandable. And compared to other options like pCloud or Internex, which are really built with sophistication and cloud storage kind of at the forefront of the product, Lightroom just can't compete. So if you are looking for one of the best cloud storage for photographers, I'm going to leave a couple of links down in the description as well. Okay, so the last option is Polarr, and this is a completely free option. There is a paid account, but we're going to talk about the free option here. And I just want to tell you kind of the main difference in terms of free and paid. The first one, the big one, is on the free account, you can only edit JPEGs. So you can't edit RAW files. So if you're someone who shoots RAW, this one isn't going to be for you. And I would recommend something like Raw Therapy instead, which is a lot more complex, has a much steeper learning curve. But the reason I've included Polarr is because when it's free, you're usually a beginner, you're usually starting out in your photo editing journey, and this allows you to get the basics of photo editing without having to pay for it whatsoever. But what do you get with a free account? Okay, so here's an image that I took in Manchester. Very cool person. We had a coffee together. You've got access to a range of presets, which are absolutely free, and you can jump through them. You do get more on the paid account, I will say that, but this is just a little starter pack. As you can see, plenty of options to get started with your edits. You can obviously do basic functions like cropping the image if you need to. And over in the editing side, on the right-hand panel, you've got all the basic tools. You can dehaze an image, you can manipulate your exposure, contrast, highlight, shadows, you name it. You can also play with the HSL tool, which allows you to manipulate color and really get in on your color language by manipulating saturation, hues, and the luminance as well. You've got a curve tool as well. So you can mess with your highlights, experiment, darks, and just get the image in terms of exposure and depth and quality just how you want it. So even though this is free and not as feature full as the paid account, you can still do a lot with it. And yeah, it's a super easy photo editing software to use. Tools like clarity and sharpening are only on the pro account, so I wish they'd be on the free account. But the good thing is that if you pay for an annual subscription with Polarr, it works out to around about $3.99 a month. So it's an absolute steal. So that's your free option if that's what you're looking for. Okay, so that's my recommendations for the best photo editing software. Again, I would say go with Luminar Neo because it kind of ticks so many boxes. It's great for beginners. It's great for enthusiasts. And as you grow in your photo editing journey, the tool is there to scale with you. It's got all the tools you will need to be a more advanced photo editor. And it's super easy to use, works super well on a range of devices. And again, you can overlook that perpetual license, which is just going to save you thousands of dollars in your photo editing journey. I am interested, what are you using currently to edit your photos? Which one of the 3 recommendations are you going to be going for? And what other options should I have included? Please do let me know in the comments. If you like the video, hit a like, do subscribe, and I'll be back again with some more photography-based content. Until next time, I'm Dan. This is Them Frames. See ya.